Welcome to another episode of Friday Freebies, where we take a look at the best free tools for web designers. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a free starter CSS framework for bricks that helps you get up and running super quickly without the need for any additional plugins or tools. So let's just jump over and take a look at how we set everything up, and I'll go through very quickly how you can use it and some of the options available. Head over to fancyframeworks.com, link in the description down below, and simply go and create a free account. Once you've done that, you can sign in and you get access to start creating your CSS framework. Once logged in, you're going to come into your project section and we're going to click to create a new project. From here, we're going to give it a name. And now you can go through and you can set up your CSS framework, all the different variables and things you want to use for its spacing, typography, color palette, and so on. Now, I'm not going to go through this in detail. It's pretty self-explanatory. So let's just quickly flick through each of the sections so you can see what's in there, but you can easily make changes yourself. Now, even though you can see that we're using pixels here, we set everything up. These will be converted over into a fluid setup once we've gone through and set everything we want inside you, so don't think we're going to be working with these arbitrary values. So go through, you can see there's your spacing, everything is configured inside here for you. You can adjust your base and your desktop and your scale you want to use. See, if you click inside, you want to set this to something different, like 2. You can do that, and that will update the scale for you. Let's put it back. Then if you come into your typography, you can see there's the typography for your headings. If we scroll through, you can see that was our text and everything inside here as well, and any text styles we want to set as well. So configure this as you want, your colors. You can see inside here, we can set up transparencies. We can expand the color palette if you want more colors. We can adjust the colors inside here. So you can choose whatever you want as your kind of primary and secondary and so on. So maybe we want to go for this ugly looking green. We could absolutely do that. If you want to set up transparencies, you can do that here as well. Enable tertiary, accent colors, and so on. I'm going to disable the transparencies. I will enable neutral, and we'll say we're happy with that. Come into your gaps. Again, you can set up inside here. Choose radius, set your radiuses, and set your sizes here as well. So everything is set up. So we're going to change this container width from 1280 to something like 1400. There we go. So now we've got what we want all configured. We say create our project. Then after a few moments, our project has been created. So we come in to edit this. We now have 3 different steps we need to carry out to get this into bricks. Now, the nice thing with this is using bricks standard function. So whatever we import is going to carry on working with bricks. It's not going to be using any kind of third-party plugin or kind of arbitrary way of setting things up. It's all natively supported. So first of all, our variables. What we're going to do is we're going to say, let's download our variables. That will download a JSON file. So let's just jump into bricks. You can see I've got a basic template set up. So we're going to come over into our style section. And from here, we're going to come into our variables. And we're going to choose to import. Select that JSON file and click open. And then click OK to confirm. And you can see 117 have been imported and 9 categories. So we'll hit save on this. And now let's come into our variables. As you can see, it's categorized everything for us, and our spacing, text, and headings are using the scale function. So we can come in here and you can see there's all our options. If we come into, for example, our typography, everything is set up and we can change this should we want to inside here. So let's save and close this down. Now, if you're getting value from this video, why not go down and hit that thumbs up button to tell YouTube you enjoy this type of content? While you're down there, why not hit the subscribe button as well to be notified when more free content like this is released on the channel. But if you're not enjoying it, well, you can hit that thumbs down button twice, as that seems to work pretty well too. Anyway, let's get back on with checking out Fancy Framework. Next up, let's grab our color palette. So let's come into download color palette, choose to download it. So now we've got our color palette downloaded. Let's simply come in and choose our color tab. And from here, we're going to create a new color palette. We're going to give this a name. We'll call it Fancy Framework and we'll click on create. Now we can create our variables, but obviously we've already done that. So let's go and import our color palette, select our file, choose our color palette and open. There's all our colors inserted in. So our colors are all set up. Again, we'll hit save on here. So that's the first 2 parts done. Final thing we're going to need to do is come out of the editor itself, come into brick settings and come into custom code. Go into Fancy Framework and go to copy and paste CSS. I'm going to copy this CSS, which has got some basic default values for us. I'm going to copy that from here. Head back into brick settings, come down to custom CSS and pop that inside there. just choose Save Settings, and now everything is set up and configured. So now if we come into any of our pages, you can see it's automatically applied a bunch of those different variables already into my template, but we can easily add things ourselves. So like, for example, the columns here, let's choose our image wrapper, for example, which has been set to grid, and we're going to come to our gap, and from here, come to our variables. You can see there's our spacing and everything inside here as well. So come into spacing, for example, come into space M, want to set up a grid, choose our variables, open up our grid. Inside there's our grid. So let's just set this to be grid 4. We now have a CSS grid all set up and configured for us. So you want to do something like add the radius to the images. Well, let's choose our first image and come into our styles, come to our border, open our borders up, connect these up, choose our variables. From there, we're going to choose our radius, come down, and we'll say we want to use something like radius small, and you can see that's now applied that. So we now have a basic starting point CSS framework all set up for us with grid, spacing, typography, all those things configured very quickly and easily for zero cost. Now, while you could do all of this yourself manually, this allows you to do it very, very quickly, import it in, and then you can go to town on it. If you want to use it as is, you can do. If you want to start editing every aspect of this to customize it to fit exactly what you want for any particular project or as a starter, you could absolutely do that. But Fancy Framework is a really cool free starter CSS framework for bricks that lets you get up and running super quickly, and then you can do what you want with it. As always, all applicable links are in the description down below. My name is Paul C. This is WPTuts, and until next time, take care.